Ready for lunch? Well, there are a few things you need to know before we can head that way. First, you'll want to know your lunch number. That's usually your student ID number, and it's usually the same as what you used in elementary school, as long as you aren't new to the state. You can also find it on the top of your schedule where it says student ID. Again, that's your lunch number. We go to lunch in 6th grade in your 4th period class, so make sure that you take your lunch money or your lunchbox with you to 4th period. Most teachers will have a place in the classroom for you to store your lunchbox if you'd like to save room in your locker by dropping it off in your 4th period class as you come down in the morning after the bell. On the way to lunch, we will walk silently down the right side of the hallways in a line. Even though it's your class's time to go to lunch, other classes have different lunch times, so we need to be respectful of their learning environments. Once you are in the lunchroom, you will enter through the door that's labeled Enter. You are not to walk through the door that says Exit, or you may run into students who are leaving lunch. Once in the lunchroom, you will walk all the way down the center aisle until you are at your table if you brought your lunch, or until you get to the end of all the tables in the lunchroom, and then turn towards the cafeteria lunch lines. So you have to walk all the way down the middle aisle before you can head towards the lunch lines. If you ever wonder what's being served for lunch at the different lunch lines, please listen to the morning announcements for the school news that the students put on in 8th grade. While in the cafeteria, you need to remain in your seat until your teacher comes to pick you and your class up from lunch. If you do need to leave your seat for any reason, to get a napkin or a fork or food, or you forgot something, then you need to raise your hand and wait until you have one of the teachers or one of the lunchroom staff attention, and they will let you know when it's okay for you to go ahead and get up and a time for you to be able to stand and then go and get what you need. You should never see other students or be a student in the cafeteria walking around, switching seats, or getting up whenever, because our school has to serve over 1,200 lunches and the cafeteria is shared. So we have to work together to have the fastest and cleanest facility as possible. So be respectful and listen to any of the directions from the school staff in the cafeteria, and be respectful of the space. This includes cleaning up any of the messes that you make and throwing away any trash left over. So when it is time for you to leave the cafeteria, your teacher will come in and dismiss your tables. It may be that it's your week to help clean and wipe off the tables with a spray, or sweep any of the leftover crumbs that are on the floor into the bins and then throwing them away into the trash can. We need your help to make the cafeteria another place at River Trail that is welcoming, clean, and kind, and a safe space to be. Look out for people who are sitting by themselves or people who are new to the school, and help them feel welcome by getting to know them. 2. Keep our school safe and never let anybody into the building from any of the doors, even if you know them. The front office is responsible for letting people in and out of the building. Number 3, you can also go through the lunch line for seconds, but you need to be aware of your lunchtime. If there are only 5 minutes left in the lunch period, it isn't a good time to go through the lunch line to get more servings of food. 4, your lunch money and your lunch are for you and you only. The money on your account is not for you to purchase items and snacks for your friends. Final and 5th reminder is we do not take food, again, out of the cafeteria. It needs to stay in there, and all trash and disposable food needs to be thrown away in trash cans there. Thanks.